Hello, I'm back again for another video. This time I'll be reviewing Far Cry 4. It's my second Far Cry that I've played, my first one being Far Cry 3, which I didn't really like. I know a lot of people like gassed it up and stuff, but I didn't mess with it at all. It was extremely overrated. They gassed up the villain like a lot, and he was only in the game for like 20 minutes, and it's like a 30-hour plus game. And even in those 20 minutes, he didn't really left an impression on me, honestly. I thought he was extremely overrated. And then same with everything else, like the movement, the graphics, the combat. Best way I could describe it would be it was like really animation heavy, like there was an animation for everything, and you couldn't like cancel out of it if you were like climbing. It would take like solid 3 to 4 seconds just to like climb up and stuff, hey. And that doesn't seem that bad, but when you like add it up, when you keep doing it constantly, all that time it like adds up, and it becomes annoying. I really don't know mess with Far Cry 3. Same with like the AI and stuff. So that game literally made me hate the franchise, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want to play like another one of these games ever. I thought they were like all mud because people gassed the Far Cry 3 so much that I thought like the other ones, and they say like Far Cry 3 is the best one in the franchise, so I thought like the other ones would be even worse than that. But I had like Far Cry 4 sitting on my Steam library, and I just downloaded it to check it out and stuff, because it's been a while since I've played like an open world game that's like Ubisoft style, you know, because I didn't really play a lot of these kind of games, so I was like craving for one, and I'm glad I did, because I think Far Cry 4 is like way better than Far Cry 3, especially if you also like me didn't mess with Far Cry 3 and you thought like I was overrated, which is the correct opinion to have, because honestly I also think it was overrated. I think you're gonna love Far Cry 4 because everything is improved compared like Far Cry 3. There's like animations and stuff, but they're not that long, and it doesn't feel like stuff to move around, and it doesn't take 4 seconds, 5 seconds like just like climb up. The AI is a bit smarter. The driving is like about the same, maybe a bit better, but the graphics are like way better compared like Far Cry 3. It's a game that came out in 2014, I'm pretty sure, but even to this day, it looks like a game from 2020, honestly. It's just like the faces there, but they look a bit old. Except that, like everything else, it looks really nice. The foliage and the scenery, the gun models and stuff, they all look so well designed. It has like decent Metacritic score. I think it's in the 80s, and it sold a lot of copies as well. Both like the critic and the audience, they like messed with it. They thought it was like a good game, which I do agree with after playing it. So in this review, I'll go with the good, the bad, and my overall opinion. Don't worry, I won't spoil anything about the game. Will be spoiler free, and the video that's showing on the screen is only from like the first 2 hours, and it's like a 30-hour plus game, so don't worry, you're not really getting spoiled. You can watch it. If you are worried, you can just like put this video on the background and listen to it while you're doing your work and stuff. Well, let's get into it. One of the biggest positives for this game is the gameplay. Honestly, it's so well designed. It's extremely responsive, from the movement to the combat to driving. The stealth is also pretty fun. It's not too easy, which I thought it would be, because a lot of people do complain about stealth in Ubisoft games, but honestly I thought it was a bit hard in this one, because they like easily notice you and stuff. But you could cheese them if you like take your time and if you don't like rush in. But yeah, like the gameplay I was really impressed with. You can use both like keyboard, mouse, and like controller, but I just don't use controller for like FPS. It's not my thing. So I used like keyboard and mouse, and again, I was really well done. Everything was like responsive. You can change the controls if you don't mess with the default ones, because there were like a couple of buttons that just wasn't for me, so I just changed it. I think the crouching was like C, so I just changed it to like control. There are like other stuff you can also change if you want. There's also like 20 guns, and they're all like extremely different from each other. They all serve like different purposes, which I really like. I guess you could say like the enemy variety is low, but it makes sense because it's just like animals, and the other group you're like fighting against. But I think it does its job, honestly. I never felt bored with it, because again, they do respond in a good way, and they don't just like leave you. They do like follow you. If you like trigger like alarm them and you like run away, they do follow you, try like chasing and stuff. But other than that, the gameplay was extremely fun, and I never felt bored, honestly. I played for like 20 hours. I've done a bit of the side quests, not all of them, but if you do the side quests, it's like a 30-hour plus game, which is not that long, and that's something I'm like fortunate about, because I really don't like long games. So yeah, with like I would say probably like 10 enemy types, 20 different guns, 10 different like vehicles and stuff, 15 if you want to count like the flying ones. Also did like the towers, because I know a lot of people don't mess with the towers in Ubisoft games. There's only like 17 in this game, which is not that many. and each of them was like a bit different, like how you climb the towers, because it's not like copy paste. Yes, like the textures and the assets are like copy pasted, but the way they're like assembled is like a bit different. So they all pose like a different challenge. The good part is like it's not that long to climb it. It takes probably like, I'll say like 20 seconds to get like each of them done, which was like all good. So yeah, the gameplay I'll say is like a big plus. Another big positive would be the graphics. Just like I mentioned before, it looks really good for its time, especially if you compare it like Far Cry 5. You wouldn't see that big of a difference unless like you're really like zooming in and stuff. This game being set in India also helps it like have a unique culture and environment to compare like the generic jungle from Far Cry 3. I think this game is based around the Kashmir area. It's a place between like Pakistan and India, I reckon, because it has like the same winter mountains, luscious green, like foliage trees and stuff. But I could be wrong. Nonetheless, it looks really good. The graphics isn't like fully realistic. It's a mix of art style and realism. There's a word for it. They call like epic realism or something. It's basically like exaggerated graphics, like realism graphics and stuff, which is why I think it helps it stand the test of time. 2014 might not sound that old, but if you compare like other games from that time, they haven't aged that well compared like Far Cry 4. And a big part of it is like the mix of art style with the realistic graphics. You can especially see this like in the hair of the characters. If you compare like to this the games from today, it looks really bad, but on its own it doesn't stand out in a bad way because of the art style. It looks pretty normal on the characters. Combine that with like the gun models and stuff, the vehicles, the Buddhist temples and stuff, day and night cycle as well, helps to like really sell the whole graphical aspect of this game. The character models might not look that good, but they do get the job done. Like especially the main ones that you talk to, they look all pretty good, minus like their hair. Voice acting does like a lot of heavy lifting for it, and I think they're more expressive compare like Ubisoft games from today, because yes, the character models do look good, but they're like extremely stiff, which is not an issue in Far Cry 4. You might think it would be because like old game, but nah, it looks good. It has like a lot of good facial animation and stuff going on. Well, that's enough about the positive. Let's get into the negatives. A big negative I would say would be the characters or like the companions. They're extremely boring. They don't have a lot of personality. They don't leave an impact on you. Honestly, they sometimes get on your nerves as well, because how much of a nothing burger they are. Like especially the two main ones. They're so forgettable that I can't even remember their names, eh? The main guy with like a man bun, and then like the Indian chick with the tattoo on her forehead. They're like the two main ones. You can choose to like side with them in the main campaign. It can lead to different missions and a different ending as well. Apparently, if you like, this isn't a big spoiler, but I guess it might be a spoiler, so I don't know if I should say it, eh? Yeah, I think I'm not gonna say it, but nonetheless, they're just like generic as hell. Almost all the characters they give you missions. The only two I would say that are not generic and are memorable is like the black guy who's like a crackhead, and he's the guy with the guns and stuff. Apparently, like he was a drug lord, and then he got shot in the head. That's his like backstory. It's barely a backstory. He's like explaining and stuff, and then like he turns into like this crackhead, eh? He's so funny, and then like he's so memorable as well. All of his cutscenes are like so fun to sit there and just watch it. I wish they were like longer, but sadly they're not. And I wish like he was like a bigger part of the main campaign, because he's so memorable. I loved him a lot, honestly. He was a lot of fun. And then the second one would be the two tourists. I think they're from like the UK. They're British, or they could be American. No, I think I'm pretty sure they're like British. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're like British. They're also like memorable. The whole thing is like just like leeching off the culture of this island and then like passing it on like they're some kind of gurus and stuff. They're like also up there in terms of being like funny and memorable. I can see some people finding them like annoying, but I didn't. I was like loving every second of them whenever they showed up in a cutscene. They also bounce off each other really well. There's like two of them. I think those two is like the greatest example of how to like write quirky characters without making them annoying or like over the top to the point of like getting pissed off with the game. But those two with the black guy, they were like extremely fun to be around. My second biggest complaint about the game would be the repetitiveness that's in the game. It's mostly contained to like the side quest or like the side content. But I think if you're playing a Ubisoft game, you already know that. But I still want to highlight it here just in case if it's like your first Ubisoft game or something. Just like let you guys know what you're getting into. I would say like the side quests in other Ubisoft games, like especially like the new ones, while they are like fetch quests, there still is like a emotional impact behind doing them. One of the biggest one I do remember was I think for Assassin's Creed Origins or Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I can't remember. There's a side quest that you have to go and pick up a flower for a check, which is again really like fetch quest like. So I went and did it. I came back. Now I don't know if it's because I took so much time or this was the outcome. When I came back, she didn't want the flower because apparently the only reason she wanted the flower was for her like granddad, and he had like already passed away because that was like his favorite flower. I think it was like it looked like a sunflower, like a yellow one. That really like stuck with me because how much emotions the voice actress also put into her like character. She was like generally sad about the whole situation, so it just like stuck with me. But like Far Cry 4, they are like fetch quests, but they don't have like any emotional impact behind them. They're like really fast. It's like just go there, kill something, come back. So I guess that's also a pro because they're not long, so it doesn't take too much of your time. So if you do like those checklist side quest things, I think you're gonna like Far Cry 4 because they're like fast. They take like 2 minutes to do, honestly. Even then, I think I'm like exaggerating. It takes way less time. You might be wondering that I didn't touch upon the story. That's because it's not really a main focus of the game. Now I'm not gonna say it's bad, but I'm also not gonna say it's good. It's just there, it does the job. It does push you to keep like playing the game. So I guess that's like a positive, but it doesn't leave much of an impact because most of the characters are like really boring. And Pagan, he's all good, but again, just like every other Far Cry villains, he's like underused. Because I haven't played Far Cry 5 and 6, but that's the thing I've heard. They're also extremely underused of the villains in those games as well. Sadly, that's the case in this game. But it's cool that you have like a relationship with Pagan. It's not really a spoiler. You find out like 20 minutes in. But I'm pretty sure like his nephew or his son. I'm still a bit confused. Sometimes he treats you like a son, other time he calls you a nephew. I think you're like his nephew. But yeah, the story was like okay, it's just meh, you know. And with the positive being the graphics and the gameplay, I think it's a game you should check out because it's also pretty cheap these days because it's like an older game and also goes on sale a lot. So if you see it on sale, pick it up. In my opinion, I think the negatives for this game is like extremely minor. It doesn't ruin like your enjoyment unless you're like sick of Ubisoft formula or like Ubisoft like games, you know. Well, let me know in the comments down below if this review changed your mind about picking up this game. Also, if you want to like review other Far Cry games like Far Cry 2, 5, I think there's one called New Dawn. There's like an old one as well. Takes place in the Stone Age or something. that's really interesting. If that's something you guys want me to review, I'll check it out. Well, that's it about this review. Thank you for watching this video. Leaving a like, comment, and subscribe would mean a lot. Also, see you guys next time with another video.